Hey everyone, I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox. And this is
Literature on the Rocks. Book Club.
Book club.
Wow.
Book Club.
Yes, there you go.
Oh man. Yeah, today we're talking about Twisted Love.
Twisted.
Titties.
I was waiting for Rachel to do that.
We say twitties.
Oh, that's a new one.
Twitties. I like it.
We went to the LA Book Festival.
Oh,
We
It
did.
was pretty freaking cool.
It was so cool.
It was a great time.
It was my first time ever attending like a book
Event?
thing
Yeah.
since book fairs in school.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
a midnight book release party at a Barnes & Noble.
I don't even think I've been to one of those.
Oh, I did that for Harry Potter a few
did
times.
you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think I
was-
did. I did a movie midnight showing.
Yeah, I
movie
did it with you.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the
Yeah.
only one? Have you done another
No,
one?
I've done a few.
Oh, yeah. That's the only one I've ever been to.
Which the one we did was Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Which we liked the books, so we
Yes.
went. It's so interesting that you like Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I guess
And
it's
Harry
like
Potter,
Okay.
but I don't like fantasy.
Yeah.
But I started reading Crescent City, and it is a fantasy. There's all kinds of fun
Weird.
names, but it's like an urban fantasy. So it's in like a city.
Oh, I might like that.
So you might like it because maybe I'm thinking like the forest and the castles and dragons. Like you don't think dragons were ever real, but you're cool with space aliens.
because it's real.
But you're cool with space aliens because you think there's a good possibility that they're real out there.
Very good possibility.
I like dragons because I also think there's a good chance that they're real.
I am a dragon rider, so when my dragon shows up, game on.
Go ahead, have fun riding your little alien.
I mean, the technology my alien's gonna have is gonna just obliterate.
It was
Still better than your dragons.
my dragon would scorch your alien
And give me
right
magic.
through his carapace.
Carapace. It does kind of make sense, like a canopy.
Isn't that something you eat?
It is.
I've never even heard of an urban
Oh,
fantasy.
just kidding. Canapé is
Yeah,
a
like a
small
dystopian
decorative
future.
finger food. It's hors d'oeuvres.
Oh,
yeah, but
Horse
it's-
divorce.
Hors
Horse divorce.
It's hors
It comes from
d'oeuvre.
the French word for sofa.
Wait, what?
Yep, that's
Because you're
right.
finger fooding on the sofa?
Okay,
But
so
yeah.
urban fantasy. I'm into it. The dystopian world thing. Yeah, I'm kind of into that.
But it's not how like they're going to clubs and they live in sky rises. They have crazy names and like the characters themselves are like an archangel, so they
Oh,
have
sure.
wings and stuff.
Yeah.
But you might be into it.
I might. I'm learning about myself when it comes to that.
But yes, the LA Book Festival.
Yes. What was your favorite part?
Meeting some cool people.
Yes.
Yes.
Talking.
Also, actually, I think, and maybe this is a too generalized statement, but I feel like a lot of the people that we've met in the bookish community are nice. They're very
they
kind.
were kind,
They're-
yes.
very
and
kind.
welcoming.
Yeah.
And it was like a we're all in this together kind of feeling, not a like this is my genre or my business. And
It
fuck
wasn't
off.
even like, oh yeah, when you guys are a huge success, come back. You know, it was like,
Yeah.
how can we help you get there?
Yeah.
And that was a cool.
That was cool. You know what? I didn't even think about that, but totally.
like
Yeah.
not even a question of how many follow or how many downloads do you have or how many
Anything,
listeners. Like
yeah.
it was just like that's so great. Let's talk more about it.
Yeah,
Maybe because
let's play
in
together.
the book world, it's like any positive interaction is good interaction.
Yeah.
You know, like to get the word out, and books maybe have so much of like a word of mouth.
It almost
Yeah.
just felt like everyone was there for like the love of reading. So no matter
Yes.
how we went about doing that, they were happy to be a part of it.
Yeah.
What I thought was really cool too was those that we did speak about what we do, they bought into the idea and the concept.
Yeah.
And that was really reassuring.
Especially because sometimes it feels like maybe this is just what we think is cool, like starting it.
Yeah. We were like,
We
that's
just
a
think-
great idea.
Yeah, but maybe it's just what we think is cool. And then even seeing downloads from all over the country is surprising.
In the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
And
So-
every time we do it, I
Shout
think
out
we're
to our
so
international
funny.
listeners.
Yeah, and thank you to everyone who listens.
Even
Statement
mom.
made.
Thanks, mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Yes. From our moms to Denmark.
Yeah.
I will say, outside of all of our business that we did, I was glad that they had a whole kids section.
Yes, bringing the kids
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
they had a fun time.
They did.
Yes.
And my oldest was so excited that the author signed her book. She was telling everybody about it.
My
Oh,
guy
I
was
love
showing
that.
his dad, like, oh yeah, I met them. They signed my book and they wrote this for me.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, they were so excited.
He was
read the-
most excited about that scavenger hunt. There was a highlights booth, and they had that little scavenger, like, find a bird. And he wouldn't stop because Rox was wearing a striped shirt. He told everyone. And then I needed to find stripes, and I found them on Tia Rox because she has stripes on her shirt.
That night I read this, or maybe not that night, the night after. I read the book that I bought for my daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And I read it to her in Spanish. And the second I started reading, she like stopped and looked up at me like, what are you saying?
No Nintendo, Mom.
I was like, I refuse for you to be a no sabo.
Even though I myself am no sabo.
I'm a half sabo.
Oh, it's half sabo.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's okay?
I'm okay with half
We're
a
okay
sabo.
with half sabos.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give myself a quarter sabo.
I was going to say maybe even like 3/4 sabos. I can carry a conversation.
I can Spanglish the fuck out of a conversation.
I think that counts. That counts.
I could be like, I know what you're saying.
And I was like, you know
Can
what?
you understand my English?
It was endearing when Selena did it. So.
See?
Oh,
And I mean, it's just like a kindred spirit.
Salinas. Salinas. Anything for Salinas.
wow. I'm a white girl.
You are?
Yes, I know. Surprise, surprise.
How did I just learn this about you?
I do have a Hispanic last name, but I am not Hispanic at all.
Yeah.
But I'm not no sabo, right? Because that would be
A Hispanic person that doesn't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
right. So it's not me.
I used to be
Or
a no sabo.
And then work or your husband or both.
My husband used
okay.
to take me to Spanish only speaking restaurants.
That's what I'm talking about.
Tell them that I spoke Spanish and then would walk away. I hated every second of that.
Hey, I'm gonna call him out for that. That is awesome. Look at look how much you've grown.
I used to talk to them in English. I was obstinate. No, I don't.
I don't even know what carne asada is. I just want steak.
I want marinated steak
Wow.
on my rice.
On my tortilla. Oh my gosh, wait, I'm
And
telling
a
the story.
quesadilla, please.
I was just gonna tell a story. Just to show you guys how white I really am. My mom, when we were younger, we used to always call it a quesadilla. And my mom was going through Del Taco when we were like, I feel like I had just graduated high school. And she was ordering and she was like, can I get a quesadilla? And the lady was like, okay, yes. So we have you down for one quesadilla. And she was like, no, I don't want a quesadilla. I want a quesadilla. She thought a quesadilla was with chicken and a quesadilla was just cheese. And she was trying to order a chicken quesadilla, but she was like, no, I just want a quesadilla, not a quesadilla. Oh, when she tells that story, it's just fills my heart up.
The LA Book Festival was really cool.
It
And
was.
I want to go back with a booth next year.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I
you guys
think
can
we
come and
should.
talk to us.
Come
Yes.
chat next year, 2026. Ooh, ooh. Mark your calendars. Do we want to get into this book club?
Well, yeah.
Twisted Love Book Club.
Let's do it.
I'm not going to go over the drink because it's gross and we don't recommend it, but
If you guys are interested and really want to try the drink,
it is
go back
posted
and
on our
listen
website
to-
too.
Check out the website. Go back and listen to the recipe on the book summary, and then let us know in the comments. But it was
It was foul.
It's pretty gross.
If you have bad things to say, we told you so.
The first 4 questions we do are going to be the same every time. And then the last 3 or 4 are usually specific to the book. So our first question is first impressions. What were your initial thoughts when you started reading Twisted Love? Did the book meet your expectations or surprise you? I was excited about this book because it is wildly popular on social media. Like people talk about it all the time. And so it did not meet my expectations. It did surprise me in a not a good way because I didn't like it. And I feel like it definitely didn't live up to my expectations, but the storyline was just kind of meh. And then Alex was not someone I really wanted as a book boyfriend ever. And I had no desire to continue with the series. The only thing I would like to look up is what the rest of the series are about because the book ended with the royal princess, right? Like that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like to know if the second book was maybe about her. And then I feel like I could understand the series better if it like rolls into another person we kind of know. And
Yeah.
It doesn't.
yeah.
See, Twisted Games is Nikki Chen and Rory McLeod.
Who's Nikki Chen? Oh, so just
Just
completely
two
new
random
characters?
people.
Twisted Hate is Rhea Chen.
Oh, are they all Chens?
They are all
Oh, maybe they're all
Chens.
related in some way? Like just
But
different
they don't
family
talk
member?
about that
Maybe you'll find
distant
out how they're
cousin?
connected later.
series of cousins.
Twice removed.
Rhea Chen and Javier Volkov.
Oh, they must
what?
all be related.
And then Stella Chen and Chase Stone.
The Twisted series by Anna Huang are interconnected, meaning they share the same universe and characters. While each book can be read as a standalone, characters from previous books often make appearances in certain events and relationships carry over. This says the central focus of the series is a group of 4 best friends, each starring in one book with their own romantic interests. But you just read them, they're all Chens?
They're all Chens, and they're not best friends.
Yeah, because we met
The best
4
friends.
best friends.
And none of
four
them were
best.
named Chen. They were not the Chen group.
Yeah, I don't recall that. I don't recall them all. Being.
Interesting. All right, well.
All right. Well,
Okay,
I say
so-
lies. I wrote, since this was Sunny's pick, all I knew was that this was like a romance, contemporary romance kind of book. And the only other book that I've read in that genre was Funny Story by
Yes.
Emily Henry. And so my expectations were high. 'cause
Yes.
that was a good
That was
book.
a good one, yeah.
This book was more smut than story, so I was surprised and a little disappointed.
I picked it because it's contemporary romance, and we don't often pick as a group. We
Right.
don't pick contemporary romance. So I threw a
Yeah.
couple in there because I did really like funny stories.
Yeah, that was a great
Yeah.
book.
And I do enjoy little, quick, heartfelt kind of books. So I want to keep trying to read them. Yeah, this one wasn't it. And I agree that it felt like it just felt like the purpose of the book was the smut.
Well, and I think I sort of commented on that. I said I expected it to be steamy because you guys had talked about it, right? I'm always like 5 books behind you guys. So you guys are always telling me the little tidbits about it. So I was prepped for it to be a steamy book. And I mean, it did deliver on that.
Definitely delivered on the smut.
Like once you
part.
get to the steaminess, it never really dies down. And then it almost feels overplayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, you didn't need to really do that in this scene. You could have just
They
moved
didn't
on.
need to
most of it.
drip down the leg at the college fair.
Oh,
like that
I'm not even
didn't
going to
need.
give you your underwear back.
Yeah,
and-
that didn't need to happen.
No, not even the detail, but just the entire scene itself. Like the whole sex scene could have just been erased from the story because it wasn't necessary.
Right. They could have just said they went up to the penthouse and spent
A
the
weekend in lust.
yeah.
Which we definitely, there's a specific question about
Oh, there
the
is.
smut and the
Yeah.
heat level. So I
So-
think we'll dive into that even more.
Yes.
But
Okay, so that
Yes,
was what
all the
surprised
things.
me was that I expected the smuttiness and I got it, but it surprised me that it was so unnecessary, most of it, right?
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, I expected it to be a little like rom-com type. No,
And it wasn't
novel.
even that either.
I mean, I think
I
it
talk about
delivered
that
on the
later.
rom-comness because
Okay.
it was cheesy in some parts, and that's what I expect out of a rom-com.
I would relate this more to a bad porno than I would a rom com.
Agreed.
Okay, all right, sure.
Unresolved questions. Were there any plot points or character arcs that you felt were left unresolved or could have been explored further? And I wrote so much. With the core of the story being smut, the character development felt rushed in spots and missing key info. Why was Ava so damn bright and shiny? Even just her remembered trauma. Her mom tried to kill her, then she tried to kill herself. Like, she had a lot of trauma for her to just be this bubble of sunshine. And that was even before she found out that her dad tried to murder her and then ended up like kind of killing her mom. So it just felt weird.
Like unrealistic that she could have such a positive outlook on
That
life after
and-
having so much
and then-
negativity.
Yeah, and then Alex was I get it. He has a photographic memory of the murder scene of
It's
his
not
whole
just
family.
photographic.
It's whatever.
more than that.
It's a cinematic replay of every memory he's ever had. But he was just so far off, almost like he had some kind of borderline personality disorder because he was so cut off and cold with everyone. It was like 2 extremes that she was trying to force together.
I agree with that. I didn't actually think the plot was really super strong, honestly. So I found a lot of it to be kind of predictable. It's not so much that I didn't think I had unresolved questions. I think it was more so I didn't care to get answers to them.
Oh, that makes
Right?
sense.
Like
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, okay, maybe.
Yeah,
I
I'm not asking for a sequel to like
Yeah.
back up with character
Yeah, yeah,
development. I
yeah.
don't care.
No, yeah, exactly. Like
Ouch.
yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, Anna Huang.
I had to really dig deep for this one because similarly, I didn't really care about any other parts of it. But if I had to pinpoint one thing, I thought, okay, so Josh had such strong feelings, right? He's the brother. He had strong feelings about their relationship, and it was his best friend and all of this. And we hear just such a small piece of like how he really feels about the whole thing. So maybe if we explored that, maybe it would have connected everything a little more and gave it some more tension and some more life.
And I also thought it was weird. He was so damn protective of her. But when they got together at the end, like he didn't want to be in the same room with them. Like he didn't want to have that relationship, but he's been doing it for, I don't know, she's like 22, 23 years old. So for her entire life, he's been this like presence and overprotective brother. And then for him to just be like, nope, you want to be with my ex-best friend. I'm not going to be there with you. It just felt weird.
Yeah.
Yes. So I felt like maybe that's something that could have added some dynamics to the story a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it was so quick and glossed over. Like he talked about how much he didn't like it, and then you didn't hear much about it after that.
And they were like, we don't like that.
Yeah.
We won't bring that up again.
Yeah.
So that was one thing I thought maybe. But even then.
The only thing I wanted to learn more about, like I said, was that princess. So, because I feel like even that in the plot, like
It's glossed over.
she's a freaking,
She's the princess of
what is
Macedonia.
she doing?
Ignore her.
And she's best friends, and we just hang out with her like she's normal, and we just ignore this security. I think there was so much of it that felt
Like unrealistic?
like a fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Like
But not a good fantasy.
not like a fantasy,
Not
but
like
like
the
just like
fourth
a
wing?
like a fairy tale.
I
Like
will
a,
forever call it the fourth wing.
like I'm trying to fit in stereotypes of what a fairy tale would look like, but I'm making it really extreme, and I'm all over the place a little bit. And I guess if you just wanted a book that had some smut, this
was
is
it.
that.
This is what I imagine. Now, granted, I didn't read them, but like, in the 90s, there were those, they were smutty books, and the cover would just be like half naked Fabio and
With
some
his hair
woman.
blowing.
And they were on a
Yes.
cliff, and his shirt was unbuttoned. Like,
And flowing
this
also.
would have been that book.
I could
Yeah.
totally picture that right now. I'm just like closing my eyes and picturing those.
This
Okay,
feels
yeah.
like just a smut.
Like the book you would have found in your mom's nightstand.
Hidden under the mattress or something. Yeah.
Again, written porn.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah. Yes.
not of
Right.
substance.
Yeah.
Alternate ending. If you could change one thing about the ending of Twisted Love, what would it be and why? We're obviously not the biggest fans of this story, but I did think that maybe we could have seen Ava just chooses to walk away altogether because Alex was a shitty person anyways, realizing that she didn't really need love to be happy, and she could have continued her positive outlook on life, and then she just finds peace in herself and embracing her independence, and then maybe Alex can get some therapy and confront his past or something. But like they separate and they go on their way, and it would have been almost like a woman empowering story, right? Like she had thought she needed love, and she thought this is what she wanted, but really she was happy on her own by herself all along.
Yeah.
And then lived happily ever after. That was my alternate ending.
I wrote almost the exact same thing.
Did you?
Yeah. I said I would have liked Ava to have continued to find strength in herself and not gotten back with Alex. I would have loved to see her grow in her career unencumbered by Alex and his funds.
Yeah, because I feel like right now it's almost like she has to heal using the codependency of having him as a crutch. Whereas she could have just healed on her own and then found some inner strength that maybe she didn't realize she had the whole time.
Oh, right. And she's never going to know how valuable the world sees her art if he keeps swooping in and buying it all
Exactly.
at her fucking thing.
Singing at a karaoke and making it all about him. And
Right.
And then maybe the series could have been them getting back together after they both healed.
or her realizing that she was definitely
Maybe
better
she
off.
needed to hit the Australian fella. Like, maybe they needed to go down under.
Yeah. That's my alternate ending. She goes down under.
There's a lot of wildlife in Australia. Lots of things to photograph.
It's
Oh, I thought we were
terrifying.
still talking smutty.
That would have.
Wildlife.
Oh, down in the bush.
Down under. Down in the bush. Adaptation dreams. If Twisted Love were to be adapted into a movie or TV series, who would you cast in the main roles?
Okay, wait, who did you cast first?
I only did Ava and Alex.
Samesies.
Oh, I did Josh. But we don't have to do Josh. We could just
You could
do Ava.
still say
do
Josh.
Josh.
Oh, I win one because nobody
Yeah,
else
you win
picked it.
one.
Heck yeah.
Oh, also, I have an idea. I think we typically will vote someone off the island.
And it's usually me.
No, I got
She's
voted
gotten
off.
voted off before.
Like
yeah,
one
yeah.
time. You don't know what it's feel like to be ostracized, okay?
If you picked people that were 90 playing
You know
20-year-olds.
what?
And if you
You guys
actually
take it
pick
too
actors
serious.
after not 2 weeks prior saying that acting is serious and how dare you do that to the acting community and then be like, Harry Styles.
First of
Like
all,
the Harry Styles.
you guys
Connect.
are the people with imagination, and you can't have an imagination with my old cast.
I can.
No, you can't.
Until
I just see
you're
them in
trying to
walkers.
Put them in college.
I don't
living in
care.
dorms.
I don't care. You can be
And
an
they
old
remind
college person.
And they remind me of the grandpa who lives down the street on Family Guy, and he's like, "I got some candy strapped to my thigh."
Oh my God. Hold on. First of all, I don't want to discourage any age person from going back to school if they want to go back to school.
Oh my God. Okay, we're
That's not
talking
what it's
about like
about.
people who are fresh out of high
Honestly-
school going to college.
You're deciding
Whoever
to
gets
vote me off
voted
now?
gets to, no, yeah. Rox, you're eliminated.
Okay, go ahead.
We usually, if I feel like it's easier to say, okay, this one I definitely didn't, I liked the least, Rox.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I feel like there's been times when others have been, but we can say, okay, that person gets to be the person who decides between the two.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah?
I'm always going to be deciding.
Yeah,
Hell
you're
yeah.
always gonna be
All right,
deciding.
I like
great,
this
great.
seat of power. You know what? I'm not even tell you mine. Go ahead and go and I'll vote.
Okay, who did you pick for Ava?
I picked Jessica Henwick. She's got like, she's cute.
She's cute. Who did you pick for Ava?
Actually, I've picked somebody that we've already picked, but I just really liked her.
I think that's going to start happening because there's
Yeah.
been a couple times when I'm like, oh,
I picked Lana Condor.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, I think she's a good one too.
Because I really, I don't know. I just,
I do
as soon
like
as I
her,
started
too.
reading that one, I thought of her.
Yeah.
That was actually who I pictured the whole time.
Also, she's only 27.
Great choice,
Can we
Rox.
get an applause?
Woo! Hold on. Wait, do a thing.
All right, Rox, pick someone
job,
age
Rox.
appropriate.
She's amazing.
All right.
15
What are we
episodes
doing?
in, she finally got it.
And I'll go right back to the lady from Titanic on the next one. Okay, who'd you pick for Ava?
I'm going to butcher this name. Ashley Liao?
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
okay. Well, she's really young, 23, which is right
Right
around
around.
the age, right?
I aim to
she's-
please.
I don't hate that.
Yes, I feel like we've all picked someone that has the right look. I think she is maybe the least bubbly, fun looking, lighthearted.
Would you like to vote me off the island on this one, Rox?
I said nothing. Sunny's usually the hardest critic out of all of us. She usually is like, the lady said in the story, she has green eyes. This person has brown eyes.
No, she's supposed to be 23 in college, and you're like, yeah, she's 46, and we can CGI that bitch.
Hell yeah. CGI him. Okay, wait. Who did you pick, Sunny? I know
Jessica
mine.
Henwick.
Okay, wait. She's 32.
The oldest one.
Yeah, the oldest one.
Yeah. You can vote
I
me
say
off
we
the
vote.
island.
We vote Sunny off the island this time.
Okay, vote me off. I pick Lana Condor. What's her first name? Condor.
Lana?
Lana Condor.
Lana?
Yeah, I like her.
All right. Woo! Look at me winning one.
Okay, so for Alex, I picked Brandon Flynn. Yeah, he's from 13 Reasons Why.
Flynn Rider? Oh.
That one.
Okay, I see that one.
Who did you pick?
Well, now that I re-looking, I don't know if I like it too much, but I picked Lewis Partridge.
Damn!
Yeah, but he's younger for sure. But he was supposed to be in like
He's
early 20s,
27,
right?
28.
Look at you casting.
No, I really tried
Oh,
this
he's-
time.
He's really young.
Yeah,
That's
he's
so
like
funny. He's
23.
supposed to be 27, 28 or something like that.
I thought they were around the same age.
no,
he's
he's
I couldn't remember how
he's
old he
older
was.
and he's yeah.
All right, well, and I cast them opposite, but that's okay. I just thought
I feel like on the same.
it's on the same page of like looks.
I casted Jacob Ellerdy.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I like your guys' more than mine, so let's cast mine out.
Okay, well then
So
you
then
can
who do you
pick.
pick?
I didn't do that because I wanted to be the voter, but I did really like your guys' better. Yeah. Dang it. Can we just put them side by side and do both? Okay, Brandon Flynn.
Who did you pick for Jacob?
Ross Butler.
Butler.
Oh, okay. I like that.
What's he from? Tell me
He's
about
from like 13 Reasons
Oh
Why.
yeah. Oh, so
To
is
all the boys.
Brandon Flynn.
Oh, is he? I thought Ross Butler. He
Well,
just gave
bring
me
him
like
back.
older brother vibes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I do. I like him.
That's a good choice.
I pick him too.
Same. Okay, so Ice Drop.
Ice drop. Here it is.
Lana Condor for Ava. Alex is Brandon Flynn, and Jacob is Ross Butler.
Excellent.
I'm kind of sad that we casted this sweet Lana Condor because I like her so much, and then all she's gonna do in this stupid movie is screw Brandon Flynn.
This is going to be an X-rated movie, so
Our little sweet Lana.
she liked it, did it?
Yes, she did. She was all about it.
She very much so enjoyed it.
Grumpy versus Sunshine. So Alex and Ava's personalities are total opposites. How does this dynamic shape their relationship? Did you find the contrast authentic or exaggerated for drama?
which we kind of already talked about a little bit.
Kind of. So my answer will be short. I thought their dynamic was not done well. There wasn't any witty banter between them. It was all whiny and cranky most of the time. So I thought it was just exaggerated to be dramatic, and I didn't like it.
Same. I almost was like, Alex's personality is almost boring because
Yeah,
it
it's
wasn't
just angry all the
he's-
time.
Yes.
Like, there wasn't
and
much
there was
to
nothing
him.
to really like, but I related to Ava and her positivity and light, but against Alex's broodiness, it felt more controlling at times and not in like a good way. I feel like I want a book boyfriend that makes the female main character a better and stronger version of herself. And I think Alex dimmed her light a lot of times. There were moments, especially with her dad, that he might have felt a little bit like a supportive, good guy, but really it was selfish. I didn't like it. I think I could have really liked Ava, but like you said, even Alex, he was how old when they killed his parents?
I don't remember.
13 or something.
Yeah, he was young.
Or young, even younger maybe. And I had a note about it because it was like from then on, all he cared about was revenge.
Was murder.
Yes, to murder the person that murdered his family. And I felt like that it was so young. It was probably even younger than 13, like 9 or something.
feel like
But
it
I
was
feel
very
like it was drilled into him by his uncle. Like, this is what I'm going to take you in, and we need to murder.
Well, because his uncle had a hidden agenda.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it did give me a lot of Hooked vibes, right? Because
But
I feel
which
like
is
he
funny 'cause
also
I-
had nothing but revenge and insight.
That's true.
But it was almost like in Hooked, we saw him come out on the other side a different person, someone who was changed and like, yes,
and could love.
yeah, and was willing to sacrifice his goal for his whole life of revenge for the person he loved. And I never, like, Alex didn't have that. He never had that moment. It was like, cool, now I can use Ava to get this guy away, right? And
yeah, now he's going to jail. I don't kill him, but I'm still like, he's done.
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't like I'm a changed man and I care more about you than I care about my selfish needs. No, he still freaking
Yeah.
did
'Cause
it for his own selfishness.
Because didn't he end up taking over, like going back to the company afterwards? Yeah.
So that was like almost his redeeming, like, okay, he's given up everything he worked very hard for. He's killed his own uncle and
Yeah.
became the CEO and all that.
But in the epilogue, he's the CEO again.
But then he went back to being the CEO. It was like, okay. So
was his family's business.
nothing changed.
it was
So
his
nothing
business,
changed.
not his family. He started it.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, similar. I just said that my issue was that his obsessive protectiveness and manipulation just happened so fast, so quick. It was like not even realistic. You maybe he knows this girl for a long time, but it was almost like immediately upon their first interaction, he's like, "Don't go out into the rain. Like, what are you doing? Why are you wearing that shirt?" And it's like, you don't even know me. Like, come on now.
But
He
he
had known her
does.
for a long time.
Yes, but he hadn't been that way, and now all of a sudden he's just going to be this like
Now
manipulative, dark.
I'm overseeing I'm protecting you, and protecting you means I get to control you.
Yes.
And you don't get to take these photos.
Yeah, exactly.
your
And I'm gonna
lingerie.
rip up, like, break this guy's camera because how dare he take photos of you that you
Yes.
consented to?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So I just felt like that was a little dramatic and over the top and not super realistic, and it probably plays onto Rachel's point of him having some sort of borderline personality disorder, because you don't just become obsessive over somebody like that. Any normal, reasonable person wouldn't, I don't think, but maybe. I don't know. Like you said, Ava's kind of like bubbly, naive personality. I can relate to that. I feel like I have a similar personality and kind of let the bad stuff go a lot of the times and let it not overshadow. So I could see that, but they're just too much. Okay, so an unlikable love interest. Alex is the central love interest, but his coldness, control, and actions make him hard to root for. Did you ever warm up to him? If not, what held you back? Or do you think Ava deserved better?
Yeah, because if you haven't figured it out by now.
We loved him. Okay, so at first I didn't like him from the very start, and I don't think that it even, maybe there were some moments where I thought maybe he's gonna change, and I had some fleeting hope inside that it was gonna turn out to be something better, and then there was no growth, no depth to his character, and it was just disappointing.
Yeah.
But did Ava deserve better? I think absolutely. I think she definitely could have found somebody that was going to love her and support her the way she needed, and maybe encourage her to do things that were going to be better for her life, because all he wanted to do was tell her what to do and own her.
Yeah.
And I wasn't for it. So no, I didn't love him at all.
No. Same. I wrote see above. I didn't like him. I never warmed up to him. And I was rooting for him. I wanted to like him. I wanted to be like, okay, he's gonna show us this redeeming factor. And okay, he taught her how to swim. That's
what I mean. Like, there was, like,
but then at the
moments.
end, she did it. The only time she got in the water and swam
was
with
on her own.
by herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no.
That's why I was hoping that she would like go off and have a better ending where she like found herself on her own.
Same. It's just I never got to a point where there was a moment when they were kind of separated and he was off on his own that I thought, oh, that's sad.
Yeah, sucks.
But probably better off. Right?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yes.
And then they end up getting back together and he did try to woo her and do all the right things. But overall, I didn't really like him. It wasn't a relationship that I was truly hoping for. I wouldn't want it in my life. But if Ava was a friend and she was truly happy and felt like she was happy, then all the power to her. I just wouldn't want a relationship like that.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. And I think you even mentioned before that like even when he tried to win her back, he made it all about himself.
Yeah.
And that, it's so annoying.
Yeah, like I'm going to woo you by taking over your art exhibit and singing, and everyone is now talking about me. And please, I'm so humble and modest.
The angel
Look
singer
away.
that I am.
Yes.
Cross between Jesus and
Yes,
Fergie.
I was going to say the same thing.
So surprisingly, I wrote something similar. I do think Ava deserved better. It seemed at the end he made changes to his personality to allow love and cooperation in their relationship, but really not by much. And I think he needs more growth and less control for him to be worthy of her.
Clearly all feel similarly.
Yeah.
So our last question is a heat level check. The romance in this book gets steamy pretty quickly. Did the intimate scenes enhance your connection to the characters or feel like a distraction from the plot? What plot?
Is that what you wrote?
Yeah. I said these steamy stories felt like they were meant to be the plot. Almost like the book was written just for the smut instead of the smut enhancing the storyline. The plot wasn't strong on its own. And again, it really was for the sake of smut.
I wrote, nope. It was in all caps, so I figured I needed to say it like that. And also, I'm not a fan of his particular preferences, so I didn't even enjoy their intimate moments.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan.
I kind of agree.
They were all about Alex exhibiting control over Ava, and while she consented to it all, it's not my jam, and nothing in those moments added value to the story.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And just like, it's, again, if you're into that kind of thing, cool.
Yeah, more
and I
power to
agree.
you.
Yeah, I'm definitely same.
judging.
I'm not.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
I don't need to be called a little whore.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but
It's not a term of endearment.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. It wasn't like even the smut wasn't great smut. Maybe because I was never on his side. That even when they got together.
But it wasn't even a tension buildup. It was like, you almost died, so I carried you out of a pool, and you were like, just kiss me, please. And he was like, all right, let's go fuck upstairs.
It was like, we hate each other. We hate each other. We hate each other.
Just kiss me.
Okay. All of a sudden, I love you. I
And
can't
you
live
are the
without
light
you.
to my darkness.
Yeah.
But don't love.
Ditto to all of the things. Ditto. I'm not going to add anything that is more constructive. I agree with you guys 100%. Just don't do the thing.
Yeah.
Leave it out. Leave it out of the book. Actually, leave the plot out. Leave the smut out. Got no book.
That's what I mean. Yes.
It would have been cool to be a 16-year-old billionaire. I'm not going to lie.
I would love to be a 37, 38-year-old billionaire.
Same.
Time now. Like,
40 even. I'd be okay. with it.
fuck it. 52. I
Billionaire
don't give a shit.
any time in life is fine with
I'm
me.
happy being a millionaire. You don't need to billion me.
So yeah. So if you couldn't tell, we really enjoyed that book.
Yeah, we did.
All right. So that's a wrap on this week's episode of Literature on the Rocks. Thanks for joining along while we discovered twisted love. Next week, we're diving into
The Last House
thank
on
you.
Needless Street by Katrina Ward.
So make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode. We're here for you every Wednesday.
Yeah, and while you're at it, rate and review us. It helps other book nerds and booze lovers find us. Well, let's be real. We love reading your feedback almost as much as our books. Almost.
Keep the conversation going by following us on our social media at Lit on the Rocks Pod on Instagram and TikTok, or on our website, www.literatureontherocks.com.
So until next time, may your TBR be long and your books be strong. Cheers.
Toodaloo.
Bye.